to prepare for this task, I have completed the two first steps in Polya's problem-solving technique. And we can see here that I have my flowchart that we will be using when we implement it. And the first thing I do is that I create a new Python script, and it is advised that you give it a name that reflects what it is. And in this task is task number 3. So I give it a name for that. And then I will start implementing the code from the flowchart. And we will see here that the first thing I do is not the first thing that we see in the flowchart. I will talk about why. I'll just pause it when we have the full line here. And as we can see in the flowchart, the first step here is to display the text, and the second one is to input something. But in Python, we can do it at the same time. We see here that the input function takes a text as a parameter. This will be displayed when we're reading something from the user. And please also note that I do convert it to a number, to an integer. So it is a number that is stored in guess. And then the next line I do is also a bit suspicious if we look at the flowchart here, because there is no step here where I create a variable called answer. But what I saw when I looked at my flowchart is that we're using answer in both of our if statements here. So I thought it would make more sense if we have a variable with that name, because we're going to see now that when I start writing the code here for the if statement, it is easier to read it if it says if the guess is equal to answer. That makes more sense than saying if guess is equal to 12. So if you're just reading the code, it makes more sense. And what do we do if it is true? Then we go down here and print complete, and then we go on down here. But if it is not true, we will continue and check if the guess is less than the answer. We can see that I'm writing the code up here now. What should we do then? Then we should inform the user that the guess is too small. And if it is not, we'll see that, all right, if it's not too small, it's not the number, then it must be too big. So then we go this way instead. And then we can use an else, because that's the only option that is left. And after having written the code, we will run it and see if it works. And we can see here, if we give the correct answer, it says correct. But what if we run it again and give it an answer that is smaller than the answer that we are expecting? So let's see if that works. Oh, that works too. Just one case left to try, and that is if we give a big number, to see if that works. And we can see for all of the 3 cases, if the guess is equal to the answer, we'll go this way. If the guess is too small, so if it's not the answer and the guess is smaller than the answer, we go here, and then we go to the end. And in all other cases, meaning that the number, the guess, is bigger than the answer, we come down this way here, write that it's too big, and then we go to the end.